Okay, greetings and welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. I'm your Uncle Hanky, also known as Hank Rising Sun. Thank you for being patient with the delay. I'm here with my co-host, Brother Baraka.
Peace.
And he's getting ready to do the opening. Brother, do your thing.
All right. Putting out a call to the warrior in you, the healer in you, the king, the queen, the parents and the grandparents in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call and lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere and it's right in your face. Let's go.
Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Success is your destiny. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Remember, always who you are. Yes. Yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes. I am love. Yes. Power. Yes. I am love. Yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Master. Yes. I am. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Yes. I am. Say to yourself. Yes. I am protected. Yes. Yes. I am. Master. I am. Yes.
Okay, here we go. I'm not even going to use the bulb, the lightning ball, because this plasma ball, they blow out when we do our invocation as we invite the ancestors down. I want to thank everyone in the listening audience. Before I begin, I want to give a special shout out to Little Goddess. She sent me this magical pain relief oil. Thank you, Little Goddess. It works wonderful.
All right.
I want to thank you again. And for Little Goddess, send me the information so people who got any pain will have much to gain by using the drops, and they just won't stop. So pass me the info so that I can put up the ticker so that other people can get the oil like I was gifted by Little Goddess. Again, thank you so much.
What a blessing.
Yeah. And I want to thank all my clients for being patient. I try to give you the best of crystal technology can provide. So I have here one of the latest beads, and I got my co-host who is a badass, strong muscle man. We're gonna let him. This is one of the beads right here. I'm gonna show y'all. Okay, I call this the Vibranium series.
Oh, yeah.
And Brother Baraka said, last time I checked, there ain't no vibranium in the periodic table. And I didn't know what else to say, because he's right. I said, that's the code name. So we got a 45-pound dumbbell right here.
Right.
We're going to let him do the lift. And you check it out.
All right. So
you tell me about with this one.
All right.
He's get off there. Get down. That's the kitty cat jumping all over like they own
He's
the
so
place.
mean to the pussy.
Yo, man.
Okay.
And then try without. Y'all saw that?
Okay.
Y'all saw that, right? Look.
Oh, yeah.
Do it again.
Wow.
That's 45 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
And it don't even have the hole drilled in it yet.
Yeah.
How much easier would you say it is?
I would say about 30%.
All right. 30% could take you 30% further.
Beautiful.
On the day and the night shift.
Oh, that's huge. 30%. Come on.
Yeah, man. So just want to say thank you for being patient, and all the orders will have the free upgrades. Some people have been real patient, and they're going to get the best. And the thing is, it's bliss. So let's do. You know what, Baraka? You want to do the invocation, or you gonna push that?
No,
button?
you do it. You do it. I'll check.
All right, just push the button on the right.
Okay.
Because we got Brother Muhammad, Professor Bay, in the queue, and he's getting ready to drop the bomb tonight on all of us. And he told me fix some tea, so I'm gonna drink some tea and fall back. And we're just gonna ask the ascended master ancestors to come on in, and then we bring in on Professor Muhammad Bay. What'd you say, brother?
Well, now that's filthy language out of your mouth.
Oh.
Do not lie to one another, since you have.
Oh, hold on, brother.
And with his deeds.
Oh, hold on, Professor. Hold those thoughts. Hold on.
Oh, you heard me?
Yeah, man, I heard you. We all heard you. Okay. Yeah, we all heard you. All right. Okay, so I am in me. I am in you, the listening audience. I am in the sea of life. I am because we are in the spirit of Ubuntu. Me, we. As Muhammad Ali says, there can be no me without we, and there cannot be a we without me. Come on in, Brother Baraka.
Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah. Oh, you heard the doorbell?
I'm gonna open the door.
Yeah. Yo, take this. Hold on, bro. Take this with you.
Okay. What's that? Oh, you ordered something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just give him the whole 3.
Got it.
Thanks. Here we go. And each of us can do these invocations, call down our ascended master ancestors to intervene on our personal life. Ask, you shall receive. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. So, like myself, you can do this too. Take hold of a crystal and say, in the name of love, I call on ascended masters. Imhotep, Ptahotep. I call on Simeon Toko, the latest Christ born in the Congo. Sheikh Amadou Bamba. Sheikh Ibrahim, my big brother, Saint Germain. Our big brother, Nikolai Tesla. Wilhelm Reich. Robert Townsend. We ask in the name of love that you be a part of this show. Enoch the Ethiopian, who is now known as Metatron. Archangel Michael, please surround all our friends, family, and loved ones. Protect them day and night from anything less than love. And we say Ashe.
Ashe.
Raphael, Archangel Raphael, angel of healing. Please help our brothers and sisters be freed of their monkey mind, stubborn, arrogant, obsolete, operating, chicken head mindset. May they have the strength to open our hearts, because our hearts are smarter than our head. Whenever there's a struggle, my family, between the heart and the head, follow the heart. Archangel Gabriel, angel of strength. Archangel Uriel, angel of enlightenment, illumination. Be with us. Archangels, seraphim, and cherubim, be with us. We ask also our personal ancestors of our families who sacrificed so that we may perform better on the wooden stage of life, so that our actions may echo through the halls of time, and our ancestors say, well done. We call on Ilegba, known as Ganesh, and various names throughout the world. We call on the Syrian star system of ascended masters, the Orion star system of ascended masters, the Dogon star system of ascended masters, the ascended masters of the Palladian star system to intervene with their galactic army upon the surface leaders, known and unknown, human and non-human, so we may all sing in a chorus of love, harmony, and elevation to love supreme. Special shout out to John Coltrane. All right. So without further ado, we're going to bring on, I'm sorry. I didn't finish the Orishas, forces of nature that live inside of us. Call on Oshun, goddess of love. Yemaya, mother ocean. Oya, the goddess who rolls with Shango, rolling thunder. Shango, Ogun,
Mhm.
Ochosi, Olokun, deep water, forces of nature that live within us. Obatala, acknowledging Olo Dumare, to all our Muslim brothers and sisters who are in breaking fast, if not now, in a short time. Ramadan. Happy Ramadan, my brothers and sisters. I want to acknowledge all of my Hebrew brothers and sisters. Shalom. And to all my Christian, crystal Jedi brothers and sisters. Peace. To all our Buddhist brothers and sisters. Om Shanti. Namaste. To all our Hindu Jedi warriors and Tantra practitioners. So without further ado, we're gonna bring on Professor Bay because he got a show for all of us tonight. I'm gonna fall
Get ready
back.
to rumble.
Get ready to rumble. Let's set up this microphone for Professor Bay. Professor Bay, you tell me when to fall back and drink some tea. The mic is yours, brother.
Well, once again, Brother Hank, thank you for inviting me to the show. And I think this is the 30th or 31st time. And I want to do what I do first. And then we'll get into a little Holy Quran and the Bible. And then we'll get into the subject matter. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. Shadu Allah ilaha illallah. Shadu Allah ilaha illallah. I bear witness that there is no deity but Allah. I bear witness that there is no deity but Allah. Shadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. Shadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala salah. Come to prayer. Come to prayer. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala salah. Come to your good. Come to your good. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. La ilaha illallah. There is no deity but Allah. Hayya ala salah. Come to your good. As-salatu kahiram minam niyam. As-salatu kahiram minam niyam. Prayer is better than sleep. Prayer is better than sleep. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Peace be upon thee and Allah's blessings. Peace be upon thee and Allah's blessings. Right, family? I'm going to read you something from the Bible. And we are in James. In the Bible, James. And we're in James chapter 2, verse 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. What does it profit, my brethren, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister is naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say to them, depart in peace, be warned and filled, by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. But someone will say, you have faith, and I have works. Show me your faith without your works, and I will show you my faith by my works. You believe that there is one God. This is verse 19. You do well. Even the demons believe and tremble. But do you want to know, O foolish man, that faith without work is dead? James 3, 13 through 18. Who is wise and understanding among you? Let him show by good conduct that his works are done in the meekness of wisdom. But if you have bitter envy and self-seeking in your hearts, do not boast and lie against the truth. This wisdom does not descend from above, but is earthly, sensual, and demonic. For where envy and self-seeking exists, confusion and every evil thing are there. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. Now the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. Now I'm going to Colossians. Colossians chapter 3, verse 8, 9, and 10. Colossians 3, verse 8. But now you yourselves are to put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy language out of your mouth. Do not lie to one another, since you have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, who is renewed in knowledge, according to the image of him who created him. Now I'm going to Proverbs. I'm in Proverbs 3, verse 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
Go ahead, break it down, Professor.
29. My son, let them not depart from your eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion, so they will be life to your soul and grace to your neck. Then you will walk safely in your way, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. Yes, you will lie down, and your sleep will be sweet. Do not be afraid of sudden terror, nor of trouble from the wicked when it comes. For the Creator will be your confidence, and will keep your foot from being caught. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due. That's 27. 28. Do not say to your neighbor, go and come back, and tomorrow I will give it, when you have it with you. 29. Do not devise evil against your neighbor, for he dwells by you for safety's sake. Do not strive, verse 30. Do not strive with man without cause, if he has done you no harm. That's the Bible, family. Read a few chapters from the Quran, and we'll be on our way. It's not long. I'm in the Holy Quran, chapter 2. Holy Quran, chapter 2. Verse 16. These are they who buy error for guidance, so their bargain brings no gain, nor are they guided. Verse 17. Their parable is as the parable of one who kindles a fire. But when it illumines all around him, Allah takes away their light and leave them in darkness. they cannot see. Deaf, dumb, and blind, so they return not. Or like abundance rain from the clouds, in which is darkness and thunder and lightning, they put their finger into their ears because of the thunder peal for fear of death. And Allah encompasses the disbelievers. The lightning almost takes away their sight. Whenever it shines on them, they walk in it. And when it becomes dark to them, they stand still. And if Allah had pleased, he would have taken away their hearing and their sight. Surely Allah is possessor of power over all things. That is the Quran, family.
That's deep, brother.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. All right, let's get on into this.
I want to acknowledge, Professor, I just want to acknowledge some of the people already here. Everything
Yes,
is everything. Thank you for your blessing.
Yes, sir.
Jason, Tilly, peace to the gods.
Peace.
C. Jared L., peace to the gods. Little Goddess, thank you for your blessing. Noble Mark English, greetings and wholeness to all. M. Soil Lady, peace family, thanks for all of your help. Dwayne Johnson, want to acknowledge you. Margarita, thank you. Dwayne Johnson, it ain't that I'm younger. I just took a bath before the show. That's all. You know, it's real simple, brother. A bath and shower can do wonders for you. Also want to acknowledge Orville Downer, manners and respect to all. Yes, Professor, do your thing, brother. Family, make sure you push the like button. On average, we got about 600 views per week. And we only get like 50 likes. The part that we must understand, if you want a blessing, you got to give a blessing.
That's right.
If you want a blessing, you can't act like it costs you some money to push the like button. Hang that Willie Lynch syndrome by pushing a thumb up. Bless everyone every day in every way. Believe in our brothers and sisters, even if they fall short. Say that you still shall rise. Believe in each other. Believe in each other. So, like what Professor Bay is doing, he could be drinking pina colada on an exotic island and say, y'all folks figure it out yourself. I got mine, get yours. But he doesn't. He takes the time to prepare these awesome insights that you ain't gonna find nowhere else. Mr. Bay 33169 at gmail.com, 786-624-8257. So, Professor, the floor is yours. Do your thing, brother.
Thank you, Brother Hank, once again for inviting me to your show. As I always do when I come, I try to come bringing a wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so it can help in the rise of our people from a dead state into a living perpendicular. And I thank you once again, brother. Now, Hank, I want you to step back and drink that tea and let me make it do what it do.
Do what to do, what
Now,
to do. You got it.
I'm saying that, families, because I went to an event this past weekend, and in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, some brothers sent me down, and the event was a pretty good event. But on that Monday, you know, gentlemen, I'm not going to call no names, and there was some comments said about why do Moors think that they would get land for free? And why do people want to come from under the United States? And when they can ship them somewhere else?
He sound like a paid Negro. Who? You better not say his name.
And why do people feel like they don't have to pay any taxes? Everybody got to pay tax. Don't buck the system. So, you know what I do? I let people say their piece. And now tonight, I'm going to give you my piece. So let's get into it. Hank, you got up number 1 of 7?
Number 1 of 7.
Hold on, Professor. Here it comes. Bam!
Thank you, sir. Now, it says the income tax cover-up, fraud, and scam. Now, I want you all to listen to me real good, because everyone is under the notion that you have to pay income tax. But after the night, I hope you will be convinced that that's not true. So let's get into it. How did I have you to correct your status? It was through a simple process called the SS4, application for an employer's identification number. I done did about 31 of these. Now, most people probably don't know what they was actually doing when they were doing this. I showed you how to get your title of nobility by doing the SS4 form. There were questions asked by the IRS agent that you had to answer in order for you to receive the 98 number for title of nobility status and national name. This put you and your express trust in a foreign jurisdiction, which is Citus in Taipei City, Taiwan. This also means your trust is a tribal foreign nation state. When you corrected your status with the IRS agent, you were granted title of nobility and just solely, which means birthright law of the soil. Your SS4 was an affidavit to show cause for denial of U.S. citizenship and petition and redress. Now, this is what you all did when I had you to do the SS4. You were granted all of that, whether you knew it or not. Now, it says here, what is disregarded entity for U.S. tax purpose? We at page 1 of 7, right, Hank?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. A disregarded entity is a business that is not seen as a separate entity from the business owner for tax purpose. So the business owner is talking about your foreign express trust. The disregarded entity could be your LLC, corporation, partnership, sole proprietor. Now, rather than the IRS taxing the business, the income of the business is passed through the owner's income tax return. Now, your express trust does not have an income tax return. It's going to file at the end of the year for whatever DBA that was doing business out there in commerce. We call that your income stream, income statement. In this way, the business and the owner are considered one entity. Now, how did I make that possible? When you have an LLC, you're going to do an 8832. And then you're going to send that in to the IRS. And they're going to make it a disregarded entity on you since it only has one owner. But if it's more than one owner, it will not be regarded as a disregarded entity. It can only have one owner in order for that to happen. For example, when your trust is doing business in the name of the DBA, the trust and the DBA is considered one entity according to the IRS. That's what it just said. If you look in the IRS manual, 21.7.13.2.7.1, foreign entities, persons not required to file a U.S. tax return. Please pay attention.
Man, this is getting deep, brother.
Yeah.
That almost sounds like, that code almost sounds like the combination to a vault. Do you think, Professor?
Thank you, sir. Foreign corporations and individuals not engaged in a trade or business. You see that word right there? I got it highlighted for you in yellow. Trade or business. I want you to keep that word in mind, please. It's very important. That's a very important 2 words there, trade or business.
Trade or business.
And foreign partnership, foreign trusts, foreign estates that do not have gross income, that is, or is treated as effectively connected with the conduct of a trade or business, are not required to obtain an EIN unless they otherwise have United States source income on which the tax liability was not fully satisfied by the withholding of tax at the source. However, a foreign entity may need an EIN number to comply with IRS withholding regulations or to claim tax treaty benefit. In this case, the taxpayer should complete Form SS4 as shown below. This is what I had you all to fill out. Now, let's look at letter A. This is in the IRS manual here. Line B. Provide an I-10 or SS Social Security number. And you all remember I told you what to put, if appropriate. Otherwise, write NA. What that is saying, when the IRS agent asks you, do you have a Social Security on your new spiritual name? You told them no. And that was facts. Letter B, line number 10. Check the compliance with IRS withholding regulation box, or in the case of claiming treaty benefits, check the other box and specify on the line for tax treaty purpose only. I had you to put that. Now, line 11 through 17, enter NA. Remember, on the SS4 form, I had you to put for tax treaty purpose only because you are claiming tax treaty benefit. For example, when I filled out the SS4 form for you, you are being removed from the United States citizenship status and transferred back to the land called Morocco with your title of nobility national name. This is why you are not engaged in a trade or business in the United States. Furthermore, this is talking about the W-8 form connecting you back to Morocco, which is the Americas North, South, and Central. You must keep in mind, now listen to this. Here's the trade or business. Listen to it. Trade or business is defined in Title 26, USC, Section 7701, in case small letter A, in case number 26, as the function of a public office in government. So you are never doing trade or business because you are not a public official holding a public office in government. Hold your thought right there, because I got a little bit more support that's going to support what this says. This means you are not a public official holding a public office. So you are never in no trade or business. I hope you understand. Brother Hank?
Yes, sir.
Next page, 2 of 7.
Man, y'all better push the like button if you want to see page 2.
Yo, Brother Muhammad, did you just say that they set us up for bondage and slavery from the very beginning?
Oh, from the very beginning.
This is gangster, man. This is the proof to show you're never doing trade or business. Title 26, you got it up, Hank? Yes, sir, sure do.
Title 26, section 1.1402, in case small letter C, -2, in case small letter B. Meaning of public office. This is the meaning. The term public office includes any elective or appointed office of the United States, there go that corporation again, or any possessions thereof of the District of Columbia, which sits there in Washington, D.C. on 10 miles square of land. That is where the United States is. The United States is not a country. Of a state or its political subdivision or a wholly owned instrumentality of any one or more of the foregoings give the following example. Listen up. The president, the vice president, a governor, a mayor, a secretary of state, a member of Congress, a state representative, a county commissioner, a judge, a justice of the peace, a county or city attorney, a marshal, a sheriff, a constable, a register of deeds, or a notary public. These are all public offices, public officials. Do you all understand?
Damn, we've been miseducated from the cradle.
So you never dealing in a trade or business unless you are elected or appointed to an office.
Wow.
Okay? Number 2, establish these entities on the zero file. This is the express trust. I made you all foreign when you was doing your SS4. This is why you'll be placed on the zero file, because you came from under that corporation. You don't have no title. You don't hold no public office. You're not a public official, but it's going to get good as we go. Let's get on into it. See, when you cast your rod down, now I got to cast my rod. But you have to be careful how you deal with me, because I'm one of them slick serpents. See, I know how to come back. So let's get on into it. If the foreign entities, individuals above, receive a letter from the IRS soliciting the filing of a U.S. tax return, the foreign entity individual should respond to the letter immediately by stating that it has no requirement to file any U.S. tax return. Now, the only way you can ever say that is that you had to do the SS4 when you got your 90 EIN number and you got your new national name without having a birth certificate and a social security number. Because that's what the IRS agent asks you, did you have a social security number? Why is the IRS using religious terms? They followed it to the letter and taught you and me how not to follow the ancient books of our ancestors. So we have been miseducated by doctrine and a system of belief. By doing this, you are asking redemption to be put on the zero file and not taxed by going through Allah or God Infinite Son called the W8 bin. I am informing and showing you the way to get out. Disregarded entities. A disregarded entity is a business that the Internal Revenue Service and states ignore for the purpose of taxation.
Oh, wow.
Did y'all hear that?
Yes.
Say it again, Professor.
Wow.
Even though they are separate from the business owner, the business income and subsequent taxes are passed through to the owner to be filed with their income tax. In other words, your trust don't pay no income tax. Wow. Your trust is going to file for those property, the property that it owns, which are the DBAs. So whatever name is doing business in the commerce world, at the end, it's going to give all of its expenses over to the trust, and the trust is going to file and get that income back. I hope you got that. Once again, this is talking about your express trust that is not obligated to pay any taxes. This further means the express trust will become owner of your corporation, DBA, LLC, or partnership, which all are separate entities from the express trust, yet the trust owns all of them. The most basic business structure is the sole proprietorship, in which the owner and the business are one and the same. A sole proprietorship is not a disregarded entity. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
A sole proprietorship is not a disregarded entity because the business does not exist as a separate entity from the owner. The owner is subject to the tax on business activities, but does not have the legal protection that a disregarded entity might have. Separating the business from the owner for liability and other reasons leads to the creation of separate business entities such as the corporation and LLC. Once again, your express trust is not subject to any taxes on business activities. Can a corporation be a disregarded entity? When there is more than one business owner, the entity is generally not disregarded for tax purposes. Did y'all hear that? If you got more than one owner, then it could not be regarded as a disregarded entity for tax purposes. Corporations have liability protection, but also pay taxes on business income before it passes on to the owners or shareholders. Then that income is taxed again at the owner's level. The process is known as double taxation. Page 307, Hank.
Coming up. It's up. Post it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And highlights the key difference between a disregarded entity versus corporation. The limited liability company LLC structure allows for liability protections without double taxation. Instead, like a sole proprietorship, the income and taxes are passed down to the owner. I just told you earlier, it will pass its expenses on to the trust. But the trust does not pay any taxes, not the express trust. It only collects for its DVAs, its entities that is owned, that is its property. So when your business only has one owner, your business will be considered a disregarded entity once you do the 8832 entity classification election. You must also make your corporation a disregarded entity owned by the express trust.
All right.
This will also correspond with your WA-BIN. When an LLC has only one owner, it is known as a single member limited liability company. And the single member limited liability company is then considered a disregarded entity. In other words, anything that's a disregarded entity is not susceptible to tax.
Right.
Let me go on. Living revocable trusts may also be considered disregarded entities. A trust is separate from the owner or grantor, but the grantor can withdraw assets from the trust depending on the grantor trust rules. The trust provides legal protections and other benefits to the owner, but the profits from the trust are passed through to the owner, you see? So it's passed through to the owner, who must always pay taxes, but the trust don't pay taxes. Trust can also be used to buy land and real estate. A real estate investment trust is a separate legal entity that can be considered a disregarded entity in some cases, but we ain't talking about that kind of trust. Number 2, pass-through taxation. The benefit of pass-through taxation starts with avoiding the double taxation that corporations face. However, this may limit the business deductions that the owner can claim on their personal income tax return. Partnerships, S corporations, and some LLCs can be passed through businesses but not disregarded entities. Taxable income from these separate business entities are passed to owners to be taxed on their returns, but the IRS does not ignore those business entities for various reasons. This does not apply to you for several reasons. Firstly, again, your foreign express trust is the owner and does not pay any taxes. When a business only has one owner, it is then considered a disregarded entity. And SMLLC has pass-through taxation. The states it's operating in, as well as the IRS, disregards the entity for tax purposes.
Wow.
Easy tax filing. An LLC tax return depends on how the LLC elects to be identified, either as a partnership, corporation, or disregarded entity. Corporations must file taxes as a business. See that? Listen now. As a business, and then any income passed to the owner or other shareholders is taxed again. A single member LLC disregarded entity would be able to claim the business income on their personal tax return like a sole proprietor, but they still get the liability protection and other benefits of a separate legal business. This is referring to any business with 2 or more owners. Your LLC has only one owner, which is the Foreign Express Trust situs in Taipei City, Taiwan. Your Foreign Express Trust does not file or owe any personal income tax because it is considered a non-resident non-person who is neither a citizen nor a resident with any address associated within the District of Columbia doing business as the United States Federal Corporation, according to Title 28 U.S.C. 3002, Section 15A. Furthermore, your Foreign Express Trust is not a public official holding a public office in government as the president, vice president, a governor, a mayor. Go to page 4, Hank.
Okay, family, y'all better drink water behind this. Drink water because you're going to make some new nerve cells. And brothers, you better be drinking some sea moss. And to all my brothers out here who are over 25, you want to thicken your bones so you don't crack if you stumble in the street. And sea moss will thicken your bones. Page 4 is up, Professor.
Thank you, sir. So I said a mayor, the Secretary of State, a member of Congress, a state representative, a county commissioner, a judge, a justice of peace, a county or city attorney, a marshal, a sheriff, a constable, a registrar of deeds, or a notary public. Since you do not hold one of these positions, you are not doing a trade or business within the United States generating income. Do you understand?
Wow.
This further means that the income tax does not apply to you. I am showing you how to do commercial business and not personal business.
Professor Muhammad, so if we are not one of those public officials and we are not doing business, then what are we and what are we doing?
If you let me finish this up, you may give you your answer.
Okay. Sound like we've been ignorantly being suckers for what we don't even know.
Okay, Professor, go ahead.
Limited liability protection. As a sole proprietorship, the owner is liable for any legal issues that may arise. In the case of a lawsuit, the owner's personal assets could be seized to cover business debts. To avoid this, you could incorporate or form an LLC, since the other business structures are considered separate legal entities. It limits how courts and lawyers can go after an owner's personal assets. Mm-hmm. A single member LLC is considered a separate legal entity and afforded liability protection, even though it can also be a disregarded entity for tax purposes. It is important to note that there are formalities and legalities that must be met to keep limited liability protection. These requirements depend on the state where the entity is formed. At a basic level, you must be able to show that the business is truly separated from your personal assets. This includes using a business account to handle the business finances and not dipping into it for personal purchases. There are other ways that the court can pierce the corporate veil and go after personal assets. Your Foreign Express Trust has full protection because its situs is located in Taipei City, Taiwan. It has constitutional protection according to Constitutional Amendment. Declares that 1, the rights protected by the Constitution are the rights of a natural person only. This is talking about all banks and other natural persons according to their law. And this is also talking about your Foreign Express Trust is a natural person under the Constitution. not you and me.
Mm.
But the foreign express trust is the natural person. So it has that constitutional protection.
Mm.
Now, Smith versus Morse, 2 Cal 524. It was held that any law or procedure in its operation denying or obstructing contract rights impairs the contractual obligation and is therefore violative of Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. Because the express trust is created by the exercise of the natural rights to contract, which cannot be abridged. The agreement, when executed, becomes protected under federally enforceable rights to contract law and not under laws passed by any of the several states' legislatures. This is one of the reasons they took you and I from the land just solely, which means birthright to the soil, and put you and I into the United States Corporation Trust as a U.S. citizen. Remember, when some of the states left the Union, they could not come back in unless they became 14th Amendment states. Now, this is the reason why you have a birth registration certificate, because you have become a constitutor under the Constitution as state citizen, which further means you are a U.S. citizen. So even under your state of Georgia, California, Florida, you are still considered a U.S. citizen. I just told you when they wanted to come back in, they had to come back in as 14th Amendment states.
Right.
This is the reason why you need your express trust and SS4 completed. When you receive your express trust filing in the county record of deeds stating correction of your status of name, adult, race, nationality, you now fall under the laws of the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, also called the Treaty of Marrakesh, the United States has with Morocco. Page 507, right?
Y'all better push that like button and drink some water. Because Professor's literally saying, you've been born into a sucker status when you're actually noble. 5 is up.
Thank you, sir. How to set up a disregarded entity. There is no disregarded entity form that you need to fill out. The IRS automatically considers a single member limited liability company to be a disregarded entity. To set up a disregarded entity, you only need to follow state guidelines when forming an LLC. Most commonly, this means filing some paperwork with that state and paying the required fees. The paperwork you file depends on the business structure you're attempting to form. Since this is state specific, you must ensure you are meeting the eligibility requirements and setting things up correctly. The general steps include deciding on a disregarded entity name and registering it. You may also need to prepare articles of organization or an operating agreement. But that's not true, because that's not what I did with mine. You see, I did it according to the Constitution. That's what they asked me for, but I didn't give them that. To maintain your limited liability protections, make sure to set up a separate business bank account. Must have that. To ensure you are following the right steps. It may be worth your time to reach out to an attorney. I don't suggest that. If you are employing yourself or others, you must also obtain a federal disregarded entity EIN or employer's identification number. An owner of a disregarded entity LLC may elect to change from a disregarded entity to a partnership or corporation by filing Form 8832 with the IRS. A disregarded entity election is not necessary as it automatically applies to SMLLC. I am going to show you how to take the private trust and move it into the public arena with the LLC one. Then you are going to open up a LLC trust business account. I'm going to show you all how to do that also. As time go on. What is a disregarded entity for tax purposes? A disregarded entity, LLC, is a separate business entity that is ignored for the purpose of taxation in a given tax year. These LLCs are created at the state level as separate entities. But for both state and federal taxes, the business is disregarded and the owner is responsible for the tax. That's talking about your trust. I told you your trusts don't pay taxes. Single member LLC. Taxes are similar to what a sole proprietor would see, since business income is reported on the owner's personal income return. Now, here it says publication 515, 2009, page 5, Foreign Simple and Grantors Trust. Now listen to this now. A trust is foreign unless it meets both the following tests. A court within the United States is able to exercise primary supervision over the administration of the trust. In other words, they can control your trust and they can pierce it. Mm. If you have a U.S. person listed anywhere in that SS4. And when I did y'all SS4, y'all know how I did it and who are the trustees. You can't have no U.S. person in there, or it's not a foreign trust, a foreign express trust.
Professor, could you clarify, what do you mean when you say pierce the trust?
Again, a court within the United States is able to exercise primary supervision. That's what I mean right there by piercing it. If they can get the primary supervision over the administration of the trust, that's what it means.
Okay, got you.
In other words, if they trust can control your trust, that's what I mean by piercing it. And they can call you into their little kangaroo courts, and you have to answer because you got somewhere in there a U.S. person. Mm. One or more U.S. persons have to see right here. Here it is right here. It's going to answer you, brother. One or more U.S. persons have the authority to control all substantial decisions of the trust. This is why in there, and some of you all was crying when you was questioning me, saying, well, why, Brother Baby, you got to have all the substantial decisions? It's because I know it better than you know it, and this is why you made me a trustee. You're a trustee also, but if something happened, you know and I know, you're going to call me.
And hold on, let me say this right now. Let's put the Cash App up, because you're getting free information right here on the university called YouTube. $sign Moores 33054, Alfred Thompson. Be generous, family. Contact information 786-624-8257. Mr. Bay 33169 at gmail.com. I challenge you to go find somebody else break it down like this on any channel on YouTube. Good luck. Good luck. So that being said,
page 6 of 7, my brother.
Post it.
Thank you, sir. All right, family. Continue to listen. Publication 515, 2009, page 8. Form W8BN, Certificate of Foreign Status of Beneficial Owner for United States Tax Withholding. This form is used by a foreign person to establish foreign status. Form W8BN may also be used to claim that the foreign person is exempt from Form 1099 reporting and backup withholding for income that is not subject to the NRA withholdings. For example, a foreign person may provide a Form W8BN to a broker to establish that the gross proceeds from the sale of securities are not subject to Form 1099 reporting or backup withholding. The foreign person is the Foreign Express Trust. It's getting good now.
Oh, yeah. Y'all better drink some more water.
Now, Title 26, USC, Section 3401, in case small letter A, in case number 6. A, wages. Listen up. For purpose of this chapter, the term wages mean all remunerations other than fees paid to a public official for services performed by an employee for his employer, including the cash value of all remunerations, including benefits, paid in any medium other than cash, except that such terms shall not include remuneration, mean payment, salary, or wages. So it says, except that such term shall not include remuneration paid for such services performed by a non-resident alien individual, as may be designated by regulation prescribed by the Secretary, or this is equivalent to non-resident alien individual who give an employer an IRS Form W-8 for exempt from backup withholding. So instead of you giving them the W-4, you're going to give them the W-8.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are not a public official holding a public office.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right. I got you. Wow.
I told you who. Now, all of those public officials I gave you, the judges, the mayor, the governor,
Right.
all of them are U.S. persons. This is why I told you all could never be a U.S. person, because you don't fit in that category of being a public official holding a public office. I hope you all understand.
Mm.
You are not doing trade or business.
Right.
They are doing trade or business, the public officials who hold public office. You are not appointed or elected to no office.
Generally, we're collecting wages.
Absolutely. And not income.
Mm.
I just gave it to you right here, wages. Let me go on, though. Title 26 Code Federal Regulation 31.3401, in case small letter A, in case number 6-1, in case small letter B. I told you all what remuneration means. It means payment, salary, or wages. Remuneration for services of non-resident alien individuals. Remuneration for services performed outside the United States. Remuneration paid to a non-resident alien individual other than a resident of Puerto Rico. See, Puerto Rico is one of her states. I'm talking about the United States. That's one of her territories.
Right.
For services performed outside the United States is exerted, is taken from wages, and hence is not subject to withholding. Did y'all catch that?
Wow.
You're not subject to no withholdings. The W-8 bin serves the equivalent of IRS Form W-8 because IRS doesn't have a form for those who are non-resident, non-persons, or non-taxpayers. Foreign persons who provide Form W-8 bin are exempt from backup withholdings and Form 1099 reporting. Did y'all hear that? I can't make this SHIT up.
That's what it is.
I told you, man. Don't bark up this tree. Let me keep going. Title 26, USC, Section 3402. Income tax collected at source. Letter F, withholding allowance. When certificate takes effect. First certificate furnished. A withholding allowance certificate furnished furnish the employer in case in which no previous such certificate is in effect shall take effect as of the beginning of the first payroll period ending, or the first payment of wages made without regards to a payroll period, on or after the date on which such certificate is so furnished. The employer is not authorized to alter the form or to dishonor the employee's claim. The certificate goes into effect automatically in accordance with certain standards enumerated. Listen, your earnings connected with an employer's relationship do not constitute income and therefore cannot be subject to any tax or withholding or reporting within the Internal Revenue Code.
Wow.
The only definition of income go to 7 of 7.
Coming up now.
Wow.
7 of 7 is up.
The only definition of income, listen up now, in the Internal Revenue Code is found in Title 26, USC, Section 643, in case small letter b, and it includes only the earnings of a trust or estate. Did y'all hear that?
Yes.
Those are the only two that generate income. Trust or estate. Now y'all see why I told y'all you need to go into trust?
Mm-hmm.
This is why I made your Foreign Express Trust status in Taipei City, Taiwan, and all DBA names disregarded entities with only one owner.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got one owner and it's a disregarded entity, you are not susceptible to any income tax.
Wow.
But let me keep on. Title 26, Section 643B. Income. For the purpose of this subpart and subpart B, C, and D, the term income, when not preceded by the word taxable, distributable net, undistributed net, or gross, means the amount of income of an estate or trust for the taxable year determined under the terms of the governing instrument and applicable local law. Now, you all got to understand it. That big corporation called the United States is under a trust. And it has all of its 14th Amendment citizens under that trust. So this is why you all are paying the taxes under your employer called the United States Federal Corporation.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Wow, yes.
This is why you're paying that tax. But I told you only a trust or estate can claim income tax. And the last time I checked, you are not that. Items of gross income constituting extraordinary dividends or taxable stocks dividend, which the fiduciary acting in good faith determined to be allocable, capable of being distributed to corpus under the terms of the governing instrument and applicable local law shall not be considered income. Did y'all hear that?
Wow.
Because you're not a trust or estate.
It's a play on words.
There you go. Title 26, USC, Section 861, small letter A, in case number 3, small letter I. Now listen up. Earnings from labor of non-resident alien not engaged in a trade or business. Now you already know what a trade or business means. And working in the United States. Okay, they say working in the United States, but check it out. Are not deemed to be income from sources within the United States. So in other words, even if you are in the United States, it's still not deemed to be income from sources within the United States.
Wow.
So whether you're in the United States or out of the United States, it's not income. Because you're not a public official holding a public office. You're not doing a trade or business.
Man.
Number 3, personal services. Compensation for labor or personal service performed in the United States, check it out, except that compensation for labor or services performed in the United States shall not be deemed to be income from sources within the United States. If, 1, small letter I, a non-resident alien, foreign partnership, or foreign corporation not engaged in trade or business within the United States. I just told you your trust is not a public official holding a public office, so therefore it's not engaged in a trade or business in the United States. It's not a governor, it's not a mayor, it's not the president, it's not the vice president, it's neither of those. So you don't owe no income tax to nobody. Y'all can't say Mr. Bay is making it up because I'm giving it to you from the book of the IRS codes. And only if you want to dispute with it, you got to be a fool. Title 26 USC Section 1402, in case small letter B. Non-resident aliens do not earn self-employment income. Title 26 USC Section 864, in case small letter B, in case number 1, in case capital A. Earnings of non-resident alien working for a foreign employer, which would be the corporation called the United States, such as private employers, do not have earnings associated with a trade or business in the United States. Title 26 CFR Section 3401, in case small letter A, in case number 6-1, in case B, remuneration, which only means payment, salary, wage. Remuneration of non-resident alien outside the United States is not subject to taxation. So, your express trust is outside of the United States. Its license is in Taipei City, Taiwan. So you have that umbrella. And also your foreign express trust has constitutional protections as a natural person. Title 26, Code of Federal Regulations, Sections 1.872-2, in case small letter F. Earnings of non-resident alien outside the United States do not constitute gross income. Title 26 CFR, Code of Federal Regulations, Sections 1.872-7, in case small letter A, in case number 4. Non-resident alien not engaged in a trade or business earn no gross income. Now, family, you must understand something. That what we're doing, all your titles are being transferred back over to a new government called your Foreign Express Nation States.
Let's do it.
That's what you all are doing.
Let's get it.
Now, you all are educated now, students, to know that you never had no income tax. So somebody been getting over like the fatty cat.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not a public official, now y'all know what a public official is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're one of those, you know you cannot be engaged in a trade or business. And if you're not engaged in a trade or business, you're not susceptible to any income tax. You're only working for wages, which is an even exchange with that employer. Now, from now on, you all have to do W-8 then.
Go ahead.
But get into the trust first, and I'm going to show you how to go back and contract with your employer. I'm going to show you how to do it.
Well, don't give up too much tonight, Professor. Let them call you so you can guide them through the jungle of all this snakery. 786.
Maybe you'll be happy to go to work.
Huh?
I say maybe they'll be happy to go to work knowing you ain't gonna be taxed.
Yo, this is some high-end 3-card Monty that makes the devil look like he's in a pink dress. This is diabolical evil. This is Sith Lord technology perpetuated from your ass in a diaper. 786-624-8257. Mr. Bay 33169 at gmail.com. If family, straight talk, we've been fucked over. And it's going to take a little time to get over cognitive dissonance. I recommend you do some meditation. You know, it's going to take time to figure out how deep down the rabbit hole this shit goes.
You think not having to pay taxes is enough to get our people to smile when they at work?
Oh, shit.
Oh, yes. And another thing, you see, you know, you all got to understand, this is the reason why they took us and took our titles of nobilities away, you know, due to the ignorance of our parents. And they put us in that corporation, but you never were a U.S. person. You always been an employee. Now I showed you the proof here. Now I made it even easier for you, because when you go back to the show, you can pull up all these codes and go in that IRS manual and read them for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it.
You need to put the like, and those who understand, I think it's time to make a phone call. And give a donation. Cash App, $ Moors 33054 Alfred Thompson. And if you think this ain't enough for you, well, go looking for it somewhere else on Instagram or Facebook. Good luck.
And I made you all, and I told you all, when you got your 9-8, that set you free. See, you all understood when I filled out the SS4 for you, what you were doing, what you were accomplishing. I took you in reverse order. When we were born, we got a birth certificate and a social security number. So now I took you in the reverse. Know what you Ali say, Moors, go get a new national name and do business.
Wow.
So now you know you're not susceptible to no income tax. And let me tell you all something else. I've been hearing talking about, oh, you don't have to authenticate the birth certificate. Bullshit. You do have to authenticate the birth certificate, because the birth certificate is prima facie evidence that it was corruption of the blood when they created the birth certificate and took us from the land just solely and put us into the corporation. So you do have to authenticate it, because you're taking it from the federal level, bringing it back down to the state, and you're going to do a counter deed, which is a secret writing, and then you're going to take it to a notary and get it notarized and attach that affidavit to it. And then when it's time for us to go to sue the Bureau of Vital Statistics and sue the Internal Revenue itself, because you know they can be sued, you know.
Woo! Listen.
Y'all understand?
This is another book called The Miseducation of the Moors.
So all y'all been ripped off by that corporation. Y'all can sue that corporation.
Wow.
That's why I call it fraud, scamming.
Oh man, I gotta sign up for that.
Professor,
income tax, cover up, fraud, and scam.
Hey, family, I want everybody to look at the flyer and tell me if it's not my imagination, but look at Professor Bay's headshot and look at Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
They go Hank again.
Well, y'all take a look.
There you go.
Y'all look at this. Look at. Is it my am I had? Did I have too much Seymour's, or do they have a tight resemblance?
You know he started trouble over there.
You know what they say, like Donald Duck, I don't give up. Fill in the blanks. I'm just looking at this, brother. Y'all push the like buttons now and in the future.
No doubt.
Professor Bay, you knocked the ball out the park again.
And Brother Baraka, did your question get answered?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. I told you it would.
Damn.
Now y'all know what a trade or business is. Y'all know y'all ain't no public official holding no public office.
Mhm.
So that is all for their employers. All of those ones, their employers, the judges, the lawyers, the governor, the mayor, all of those are employers to the corporation called the United States. They are citizens to that.
Mm-hmm.
That's who they work for. So that's why they're susceptible to the tax. I'm gonna say this, then we gonna go. If you notice, when you go into a courtroom and you tell that judge, you say this is a notice of fiduciary relationship. This is an income tax proceeding. This is why they have to report it to the IRS, because remember, they are the ones who are employers for the big corporation called the United States. So they just can't have that case without reporting, because it's a tax issue. Okay? That they're trying to put on the straw man, that legal entity in the public. And then they're trying to pass that obligation on to you. But if y'all go in Title 18 U.S.C. 8, it tells you all the United States obligations. Go and look it up. Title 18 U.S.C. 8. All right, my brother Hank.
Damn, Professor, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of blown away with what you did today, brother.
Well, I had to, because there was some talk in the air. So I had to dispel the notion.
Damn.
And I tell people all the time, be careful what you say.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know I do my research.
Mm-hmm. And
so when anybody telling y'all, everybody got to pay tax, so y'all educated enough now to know what to tell them.
Wow. This is deep. This is deep.
See?
I don't know what I did inviting you on my platform, but I'm glad I did, Professor.
Well, thank you, sir. That's a compliment.
Yes, it is. Well, family, stay hydrated. Watch this. You need to watch this show several times.
Oh, they will. Trust me, they will.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And
Trust
show
me,
your
they will.
gratitude.
Talk about that money.
Have an attitude of gratitude and push that like button. And don't be a jive, shuffling, stingy that don't know how to gift. Cash App, $ Moores 33054, Alfred Thompson. 786-624-8257. Mr. Bay 33169 at gmail.com. Now listen, you're not going to get this on the first swing. This is a Moorish dojo to liberate you and your future generations. Mm-hmm. So you're going to need a consultation series, because most of us are blind, dumb, and stupid by social engineering since the cradle. Okay? But do what you need to do today to determine your destiny tomorrow. And I want to thank all the listening audience now and in the future. And thank you, Professor Bay.
Thank you all too. And y'all be blessed. And we shaking it up. We in the age of Aquarius. That's information.
All right.
Right on. Good night,
Peace
y'all.
to God,
peace to the God. Peace to the God.
Say often, yes, I am. Supreme shield of protection surrounding me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am remembering all I was born to do. Yes, I am. Take hold of your crystal, which will magnify your I am affirmations at least 600%. If you don't have a pistol, you better have a crystal.